Yo, what is up guys, Ghost here, and today we're going to be talking about Season 2 Master of Arms. That is of course releasing tomorrow, and by this point, most of you will have seen the videos floating around YouTube. You'll know what Season 2 contains, but we've actually just gotten our hands on the patch notes for the Day 1 patch of Season 2. So that is the actual patch that is going to be applied tomorrow, and there's actually quite a lot of interesting changes that may have well flown under the radar and you don't even know about them, because I certainly didn't. So I'm not going to spend much time talking about the main core content of Season 2, after all you already know what that is. We're getting a new map, we're getting a new specialist, couple of new vehicles, 3 new weapons, 2 new portal weapons, a concussive grenade, some more battlefield portal weapons, assignments, and a new battle pass, right? That's all cool, but let's get on to the nitty gritty here. So one of the first things you will notice when you download the patch and log in is an improved home menu. So they've completely done away with those 3 large blue buttons at the bottom of the screen, and they've now replaced it so you can see portal, hazard zone, rush, breakthrough and conquest all the time, and you can easily navigate in and out of those options without having to go back and forth through the various menus. In addition to that, you will also notice it says conquest, breakthrough, but also rush. They have actually brought back rush as a permanent game mode, which is great, something that we've all been asking for months and months, so good job there. They've also made a good change to breakthrough and rush, so now when you play as either defense or attack on breakthrough or on rush, you will automatically switch to play one round as the other. So if you first play as attacker, you will then play as a defender and vice versa before rotating on to the next map. Quite a simple change. That's always the way it's been in past Battlefield games, and for some reason it wasn't like that in 2042, so finally that is a thing now. Okay, just quickly, starting times here for Season 2. So Season 1 officially ends on August 30th at 8 o'clock UTC, at which time Update 2.0 will go live. However, progression on the Season 2 content, that is the Battle Pass, where you unlock the vehicles, the specialists, and pretty much everything outside of the map itself, that will only become available on the same day at 12 o'clock UTC. So 4 hours after you can actually play, will you only then be able to unlock things via the battle pass. So, you know, if you're freaking out wondering why nothing is happening, now you know. Now, a couple of interesting tidbits about the map if you've only seen footage of YouTubers playing it so far and you don't really have an understanding of where the flags are. They do note here that there are no flags on top of the ship as you would have on Discarded, for example, because they want the infantry focus to be inside the belly of the beast. They want you to get in there, into the meat grinder, and play it as an infantry player. They don't want you staying up on top of the ship, sort of camping with a sniper, I suppose. Although, of course, you can do that. There are 2 openings in the ship where you can look down and attack people below. Conquest will contain all of the usual vehicles, but Breakthrough, this is actually the first map on Breakthrough to have no vehicles at all. So if you're looking for that pure infantry experience, this will be a place where you can find that. Now, you guys may remember a few months ago, DICE improved some of the animations for the soldiers within Battlefield 2042, and in patch 2.0 they're taking the next step in this improvement. So they've added what they call soldier incidental animations. So for example, this means that if you're running around, you may notice a soldier slip when sliding on the snow or on wet mud. You might notice their knees kind of raising a little bit higher if they're going through water. And as you can see in this video here, if you collide with an object, the soldier sort of puts out a hand to stop themselves running into that. Now, this is cool for realism. However, there is going to be that moment where you're trying to take a headshot with a sniper rifle at somebody walking over that snow or running over the snow, and all of a sudden, just as you take your shot, they do one of these random slips and dodge out the way of your headshot. You just know that it's gonna happen, right? It does look cool though, it adds to the immersion of the game, so I can't really fault them for this. What do you guys think about this? Let me know down below. Okay, getting into the vehicles here, we've seen some more pretty big changes for the vehicles, in particular the stealth helicopters, but we're going to start with the EBAA Wildcat, that's the AA tank. So first of all, they have changed the tank shell penetration damage. That has been increased against the EBAA Wildcat, so it now only takes 3 hits to be destroyed. So if you're in an AA and you come up against a tank, you're pretty much going to be toast. Unless, of course, the other guy has terrible aim. They've also updated the range on the Wildcat ATG missiles from 400 all the way down to 200, so they've basically halved the range of these missiles, and the reason they're making this change is to ensure that the main focus of the Wildcat remains as an anti-air vehicle, and it doesn't become, you know, too good as a tank and as an anti-air vehicle at the same time. Alright, moving on to the stealth helicopters. This is the big one. I will be the first to admit that after the nerf to the 30mm cannon pods last patch, it honestly didn't really change that much. What they did is they made it so that they overheated quicker, so you couldn't fire them for as long, you couldn't burst them for as long before they completely overheated. What they've now done though is reduce the damage of the 30mm cannons from 24 down to 16. So that is a 33% nerf. That is quite a lot. It might honestly mean that the stealth helicopters are maybe next to useless. I don't know. I'm going to have to get my hands on them and actually try them. But this is basically to help further reduce the pressure on infantry. So I'm sure that's a change that's going to make a lot of players happy. Now, if that wasn't enough, they've also gone and made a serious amount of changes to the survivability of the stealth helicopters as well. So they fixed what they call an issue that was causing the repair system to actually heal the stealth helicopters too much. So apparently this was unintentional, and the repair system on those vehicles was healing them way more than any of the other aircraft in the game. So that has now been reverted, and they should heal for a similar amount as, say, a jet or a Nightbird. And in addition, the armor of the stealth helicopters has been reduced to ensure that it remains in line with their overall agility. And amongst other things, this means that they will now be one-shot by Liz's TV missile. So the TV missile was obviously introduced along with the stealth helicopters as a direct counter. Stealth helis can of course enter stealth mode, thereby making them immune to lock-ons, but Liz's TV missile is a direct counter to that. However, getting two shots on one with a TV missile was pretty challenging, so the fact that you can now one-shot them, I honestly think this is going to make it much more worthwhile to try and hit that TV. Now, the Nightbird has seen some changes, not really the changes I hoped for, but a couple of nice fixes. So the first one is the Nightbird minigun wind-up sound. That often kept playing at the wrong time, like when you weren't even firing the miniguns. When you switched to your missiles, you would hear the constant wind-up sound of the minigun. If you've ever been in the Nightbird, you'll probably notice this. Apparently, they have now finally fixed this issue after God knows how many months of the game being out. And then they've also fixed an issue. I have to laugh at this one, it's not really important, but it says fixed an issue where the driver's right hand was not holding the flight stick correctly. Okay, next we have the transport helicopters. Now this one, you're gonna like this, guys. A new damage zone has been added to the cockpit of the Condor and the Hind. This new zone is the most vulnerable part of these vehicles and exactly where you want to aim if you want to take them out. So it doesn't go on to say how much more damage you're going to be doing if you hit one of these transport helis in that zone, but I can only assume that if you're able to RPG one or TV missile one right in the cockpit, that is going to do a lot more damage than it previously has been. Okay, moving on to weapons, the headshot multiplier on assault rifles has actually been increased from 2 to 2.15. So getting headshots with assault rifles is going to allow you to get a kill a little bit faster. It's going to be interesting to go on Synthic and actually look up which assault rifles are going to change, maybe from a 4-bullet kill to a 3-bullet kill, or from 3 to even 2, depending on if you get a headshot on the range. That's probably going to be a big improvement for a lot of weapons, I think. And then conversely here, the headshot multiplier on submachine guns has actually been decreased by a ton. It's been decreased from 2 all the way down to 1.25. So for anyone who's ever run around with the K30, like I am in the background here, obviously it's an absolute beast at close range, but if you can get a few headshots, you can effectively take out targets at medium and even longer range. Honestly, it's just that good. Now with this nerf to the headshot damage, you won't really be able to engage people at those longer ranges, and up close and personal, you're just going to have to go for center mass. The BSVM has seen a small nerf yet again, so the modifier that they put on this weapon last patch, which increases the recoil if you use the weapon in full auto mode, has been increased from a 0.9 multiplayer to 1.15. So nothing massive, but you know, just another little nerf to the full auto recoil there. And the G57, arguably the best sidearm in the game, interestingly, has actually had the extended and drum magazine's capacity increased by 5 bullets. Now this is kind of surprising to me because this is my go-to sidearm. That thing in burst mode is already pretty damn good, so you know, making the extended mag and the drum mag even better, it does, you know, raise a few eyebrows, I think. The reason behind this, I believe, is that they're introducing the automatic sidearm as part of Season 2. So if you want the G57 to be able to contend with that, I guess they felt that a buff was necessary. So that is about it for the patch notes, guys. Hope you did enjoy this one. I'm going to be hopping online tomorrow and playing some of Season 2. I do plan to make a video of everything I experienced in Season 2, so the good, the bad, and the ugly, the broken, pretty much everything I encounter. And then I want to do, you know, one of those should you really bother purchasing the game at the moment if you don't own it. A lot of people ask me that, is it worth buying yet? Should I wait? Should I wait? And I'm going to give my thoughts on that. So if you guys want to come and hang out with me, you can indeed find me over on twitch.tv/ghostgaminggg. I will leave a link to that down below. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like below and subscribing for more. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.